Well, Quirkyloverosee blessed us with another live. In this live, she was making breakfast for herself, just herself. Now, this is what she was going to have for breakfast. She was going to make herself a couple of sunny side up eggs, a couple pieces of Texas toast, some sausage, and some pancakes. I've never understood why you would want to have toast when you're having pancakes too. That makes no sense. And then in her process of cooking all this, she decides she's going to eat the eggs and the toast while she's cooking the sausage and the pancakes. She could not even wait for the whole breakfast to be done before she started eating. Oh, and fried apples. She also had some apples she wanted to use up. So she's frying some apples and going to use the rest of her sweetened condensed milk to put on the pancakes. Maybe I'm missing out, but I've never put sweetened condensed milk on pancakes. I don't know. So, like I said, she had these apples. So she immediately has one of her toddler tantrums. She's slamming the drawers. Where is the peeler? The peeler doesn't get put back where it's supposed to go. It's never in the same place. But, to my knowledge, Rosie is the only one that really cooks in the kitchen. She only lives with her brother Levi. And Levi, I don't think cooks. She makes him load and unload the dishwasher. So maybe that's how it got misplaced. But she's the one that makes the mess in the kitchen all the time. I don't understand. She sits her big self on her rolling office chair in the kitchen because she refuses to stand up. So I never understood why she can't load and unload the dishwasher and scoot herself around. But whatever. She was throwing another one of her toddler tantrums. She goes from 0 to 100 in 0.5 seconds if something does not go her way. And just hold on because I'm going to get to it. She has another major tantrum within this live stream. She starts to tell us a story how she ordered this food 2 days ago from a local restaurant in her neighborhood, and because they had BOGO on biscuits and gravy. So, of course, she was going to eat both of those orders of biscuits and gravy. She surely wasn't going to give her brother Levi none. And she's immediately upset because the DoorDasher, she said, it looks like he slammed the food down. So she was going to she had to throw some of the food away. My ass, Rosie throws no food away. We're talking about a woman that even saves the onion peels and puts them into her freezer to use them for stock. She is not throwing an ounce of food away. She ate all that food. I don't know who she's kidding. But, so she complained to DoorDash and did get a refund. And I know she ate all that food. She pulled a foodie beauty on them. She lied. Then she says a couple hours after she ate this food, she starts to feel sick. So she doesn't know if it's cyclospora. Come on now. She is such a hypochondriac. I mean, just like she said, she's seen one video about fibromyalgia hands, and now all of a sudden, she has fibro hands. Anytime she hears about anything, she has it. So, immediately she thinks, oh my God, cyclospora, I have cyclospora. But she said she didn't know if it was that or food poisoning. Now, to the best of my knowledge, I always was told that food poisoning does not set in within a couple of hours. It's usually, maybe at least 12 hours before you start to feel anything. But she can now confirm, even though she's seen no doctor, went to no hospital, but she's sure it was food poisoning from probably poor food handling procedures at that restaurant. It's a good thing she didn't name the restaurant because that could have been defamation. Because, there's nothing in her news that there was an outbreak of food poisoning from this restaurant or anything. What she did is she had an upset stomach. It happens to us all. Or she overate. Who knows? Then in the stream, she starts texting Remy. So she's on her mini iPad and she's got it right in front of the camera, texting, ignoring the chat. And she does it several times throughout the stream. She cannot leave that man alone. He was just at her house for a whole month. But, she keeps him in the Discords all day long, and she's constantly texting him. I get that she's in love, but it seems to me like he's kind of trying to take a step back from her because she says twice within the stream that he has things going on in his life. He's finally starting to see what a handful she is, and he doesn't want to be a caretaker. He wants to be a boyfriend, not a caretaker. I mean, he was at her house for a month, and she had him deep cleaning her kitchen and her bathroom. That was a guest in her house. That was rude. You don't have a guest in your house deep cleaning your house and saying, oh, he loves doing it for me. Couldn't be me. So she does advertise cameos. Don't, go ahead and order a cameo from her. Who would want a cameo from Rosie? I haven't looked how much she charges for them or none of that. But just a few days ago, she was talking about letting cameos expire because, her mental health, she just wasn't in a place where she felt like she could be doing them. And like I said, she was eating her eggs while she was making the pancakes, right? This girl was completely winded, sitting in her rolling office chair, beating pancake batter. It completely winded her to stir up the pancake batter. And then one time she had to get up to get something else. She walked about 4 steps and she was completely winded. It is scary the way she breathes. I mean, it's terrifying. It's not good. And she's what? She's not even 35, I don't think. Or maybe just 35. I don't know. So as she's eating, all of a sudden and starts having this major freak out, sitting next to her electric stove. She does her lives. The stove is in front of her. She's got this camera set up on her stove. She has it's a single burner, like an electric burner. She plugs it in. It's sitting there. And she cooks on this thing instead of the stovetop all the time. So she can use the stove as a workspace, right? What the fuck? And she's freaking out, slamming these buttons on this thing all violently. Why is this stuck on sear? What is wrong with this? Just let me calm down. I'm pissed off. Just let me have a minute. I'm pissed off. And then she goes into this long thing about how now she's going to have to waste the pancake that was on this pan, on this burner. And all the other pans are copper, and they can't use these copper pans on the cooktop. And she needs that for a workspace to do her lives. So what does she immediately do? She immediately goes to her Amazon wish list while she's on live to add one of these electric burners. It's only $80, not that bad. And she's doing this, hoping someone's going to go to the list who's seeing this and purchase it for her. And then she puts a set of turquoise pans on there. I don't know how much those were. So, and then she says it's even slower to cook on the cooktop, and now she doesn't know this is going to interrupt her lives. Well, I have a great idea for Rosie. Instead of going live for 4 hours at a time and cooking and eating these huge portions, and and clapping your hands, oh, that's so good. This feeder content, this stuff, why doesn't she try to do some other content? Sit somewhere else. You don't have to cook and eat every single time you go live, especially eat. Then somebody in the chat says to Teakwood, because Teakwood is one of Rosie's supporters, and Teakwood has been sending her these $95 bottles of this Willie's THC drink. They said, well, Teakwood, maybe you should buy Rosie one of these electric burners instead of more of the Willies. And Rosie has another freak out. Don't tell my supporters how to spend their money on me. People that are helping me financially, they shouldn't be told how to spend their money on me. But Rosie sure is, trying to say it without saying, hey, I need some pans now and a cooktop. Then Buff Weeb enters her chat and has a business proposition for her. He did the stank tank with Shani and Rev. We all know he wants to get a hold of Rosie because she's a lol cow, or as Rosie says, an LOL cow. At first, she says no because he was associated with the LCU, but then she starts to think about it because he starts speaking of pay and whatnot, so she tells him to mail his proposition and his channel name and everything to her and why he wants to work with her, and she'll get back to him. If she thinks this will give her more exposure and pay her a few dollars, damn well she's going to do it. And it's going to be hilarious because this man is going to embarrass the fuck out of Rosie because she is a lol cow. So that was her whole live. Let me know your thoughts on it all.